When most people think of Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice, they picture grand ballrooms, brooding gentlemen in tailcoats, and sweeping fairy tale romances. But reading the original 1813 text reveals something entirely different. Austen actually wrote a sharp, clinical social commentary about the economic survival of women. The famous enemies to lovers plotline operates as a Trojan horse. Inside is a high-stakes, ruthless financial game. The players in this game are the Bennet family of Longbourn. They have a serious demographic problem: 5 daughters and 0 sons. This triggers a legal crisis known as an entailment. By law, the Bennet estate bypasses the daughters entirely, passing to a designated male heir. The physical security and massive wealth tied to their home are legally locked away from the women who live there. Seen through this lens, Mrs. Bennet's frantic, often embarrassing obsession with matching her daughters to wealthy men looks completely different. It is a desperate, necessary survival tactic. For Regency-era women, marriage was the only available economic strategy to avoid total destitution. This brings us to the first strategy on the board: marrying purely for security. Enter Mr. Collins. He is a pompous clergyman, but more importantly, he is the exact male heir set to inherit the Bennet estate. When he proposes to the second eldest daughter, Elizabeth, she rejects him. Her pragmatic friend Charlotte Lucas immediately steps in, securing Collins as a husband to guarantee her own financial safety. At the other end of the spectrum is the strategy of lust and recklessness, embodied by the charming militia officer, Mr. Wickham. Wickham convinces the youngest Bennet sister, Lydia, to elope. This move threatens to destroy the entire family's social reputation and wipe out the marital market value of the remaining sisters. Charlotte's cold calculations and Lydia's total lack of foresight demonstrate the extreme, dangerous ends of the Regency economic trap. There is a third path, the rare ideal. The eldest sister Jane and the wealthy bachelor Charles Bingley find a perfect blend of true love and financial stability. Yet even this match proves incredibly fragile against the meddling of their social circle. This diagram illustrates the core deadlock between the central duo, Elizabeth Bennet and Bingley's even wealthier friend, Fitzwilliam Darcy. They possess the potential for an equal partnership, but they are blocked by the cognitive biases of their society. Darcy's massive wealth and high-class status weigh down one side, directly clashing with Elizabeth's lower social standing and lack of inheritance. Darcy starts things off with a snub. Driven by strict class consciousness, he refuses to dance with Elizabeth, dismissing her as not handsome enough to tempt him. His arrogance severely unbalances their dynamic. Elizabeth retaliates with prejudice. Her snap judgment of Darcy is reinforced by local gossip and Wickham's lies, claiming Darcy cheated him out of an inheritance. The hostility is entirely mutual. This culminates in a disastrous first proposal. Darcy asks Elizabeth to marry him, but fatally insults her by emphasizing his struggle to overlook her inferior rank. She fiercely rejects him. Darcy's pride in his status and Elizabeth's prejudice born from gossip have completely stalled the most valuable potential partnership in the market. The deadlock finally breaks when Darcy delivers a letter laying out the facts. He explains his interference with Bingley and exposes Wickham as a debauched gambler who previously tried to elope with Darcy's own young sister. Reading this, Elizabeth faces a painful realization. Her prejudice completely blinded her to Darcy's true, honorable character. Right as she realizes this, the Lydia and Wickham scandal hits. The youngest sister's elopement acts as a total market crash, zeroing out the Bennet family's social standing and financial prospects. To fix it, Darcy executes a massive financial bailout. He secretly and anonymously pays Wickham a fortune to officially marry Lydia, averting ruin for the Bennets. Darcy weaponizes his immense wealth and class power to execute a quiet, anonymous act of salvation, a complete inversion of the era's social rules. When Elizabeth discovers Darcy's secret intervention, her feelings shift to love. The two finally marry, alongside a reunited Jane and Bingley. To reach this point, both protagonists had to humble themselves. Darcy shed his institutional pride, and Elizabeth admitted her deeply flawed judgment. Austen's story suggests that a successful, equal partnership requires the active dismantling of the economic barriers and personal biases that divide us. Pride and Prejudice endures because it proves that genuine love is an intellectual and moral victory over a brutal, transactional world.